Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. You know, I've always wondered, am I right in pronouncing it Eyre? Jane Eyre? Jane Eyre? I don't really know. Anyway, this is a Folio Society edition. I love the cover of this book. And we'll talk about the illustrator in a second. Comes with a slipcover, which I'll put aside. Bound in buckram. There's some texture to the binding here. Got this gold lettering on the side. And the illustration just goes all the way around. I like it. It's Smith sewn, which is the best kind of binding, and acid-free paper and all the bells and whistles. So it's done well. Paper is relatively thick, good margins, and it's pretty nice big font. So let's take a look at the illustrator. The illustrator, Santiago Caruso. And these illustrations are quite striking. You might not love them. This is from a scene early in the book. Punish the body, save the soul. Given this illustration and the first one, when I first picked up this book, I thought, well, this is going to be really depressing. It's going to be one of those things where everyone is against her, and she is, the poor child, is going to be abused. There's a bit of that, but mostly it's not like that, and she's a pretty tough little kid, and she gives back as good as she gets from most of the book. But also there are people looking out for her, even right almost from the beginning, even when she's not, yes, even when they put her up on that stool, there are people looking out for her. And so it wasn't as depressing as I thought it was going to be, where the whole world is against her. This is interesting because the man looks so much bigger than the horse. Here's another scene where I don't remember exactly if it's the first time they meet, but there's a time when she meets this man on the road who becomes very important in her life. Without giving away too much, I wouldn't want to spoil a million-year-old book, but I didn't know what it was really about when I read it, so maybe other people wouldn't either. It always bothers me when you read some classic work and they just assume you know what it is, so the foreword gives away everything. Anyway, I really liked, I'm going to say, the first 2/3 of this book. I liked that she, as I say, held her own. She was tough. She didn't let anyone push her around, and she had a reasonable life. It got hard to recommend it after that. For the first couple thirds of the book, I was like, yeah, this is really good. I understand why it has its place. And then I didn't really love what happened in the last third of the book, and it got harder and harder for me to say that I would recommend it to someone. So I actually wouldn't recommend this book to someone if I didn't know that they would like it. You know, if I didn't already have a really good idea of the kinds of things they like it. It's not that I would recommend they don't read it, but when I'm thinking of books for people, I don't think, oh, you should read Jane Eyre. I just, it came off that list because I stopped loving it as much in the last part. Anyway, this is a very pretty edition. I really love the illustrations of this, and if you wanted a book of, the Jane Eyre, then this would be a nice one. All right, Jane Eyre, Charlotte Brontë, Folio Society edition.